I want to call this next clip ironic, but it's so disgusting that maybe I'll call it tragically ironic. Fox News had to literally interrupt its own fear-mongering about Hispanic immigrants at the U.S. border in El Paso, Texas, to cut to breaking news that an anti-immigrant extremist went to the border in El Paso and shot people because he believes Hispanic immigrants are taking over the country. The exact thing that Fox News was fear-mongering about when they broke into their own coverage. And before we get into this, just to be like crystal clear, I know I've mentioned this story will be demonetized by YouTube. We will earn no money on this one, but we consider this obviously so important that we have to cover it. So please consider supporting us directly at joinpakman.com. Share the video, like the video, comment on the video. That's all really important, even if we don't make any money from this story. Let's look at the video. Fox News spent their entire morning on Saturday scaring people with the number of illegals expected to cross, all of this other stuff, then a story about drug smuggling at the border. And then right in the middle of a report, here we go, literally going to their reporter who happens to already be in El Paso to fearmonger about the border. And then they go to a report of the shooting that has taken place. Take a look.
This crisis on the border likely not going to be over anytime soon, at least from a congressional standpoint. Several Democratic lawmakers told me that there is almost no chance of Congress tackling the loopholes in our immigration system before the next election, meaning this crisis, more than 100,000 people crossing the border each of the last 4 months now, is going to continue for at least another year and a half, if not more. Jillian?
Garrett, thanks for that. We're going to know now to a Fox News alert. We're getting word of an active shooter situation in El Paso, Texas. Residents there are being warned to stay clear of the Cielo Vista Mall area, with police officials saying the scene is still active.
Can it be any more direct than this? Fox News had to briefly interrupt their fear-mongering over Hispanic immigrants and, quote, illegals to report that someone radicalized by fear-mongering about Hispanic immigrants and, quote, illegals went to the border and killed 20 people. A border town, I understand. He wasn't literally at the border in El Paso, which is where a lot of this is happening. And then, as I've already told you, went directly back into the fear-mongering, did Fox News, about how video games may actually be the cause we need to be looking at for this shooting. I actually did something this weekend I never do. My curiosity got the best of me. I turned on Fox News to see their coverage of the shooting. I watched about 20 minutes. The 20 minutes I watched were hours after the shooter's right-wing manifesto had been found and published. We knew the right-wing radicalization and motivation of the shooter. And in those 20 minutes were all about the shooting that I watched on Fox News. They didn't mention the ideology or the motivations of the shooter once. They said he had a manifesto. They claimed that they weren't going to say what was in it in the same way that they're not going to say the shooter's name. And of course, these two things are very different. You might have noticed, you maybe didn't, I haven't mentioned any of the shooters' names from this weekend in this entire show. But I've told you plenty about their political background and their radicalization and their backgrounds. It is not the same thing as not mentioning the name. And also, I actually don't know, does Fox News not say the name of Islamic shooters? I genuinely don't know the answer to that. So we've got to stop funding Fox News, okay? We've got to cut the cord and support programs you like. A lot of people don't realize this, but when you have a cable TV subscription, a piece of that goes to Fox News. According to a report in Variety, Fox News makes $1.55 per cable subscriber, okay? Imagine how many of you could cut your cable, figure out what you want to watch and get that directly. There are ways to get your news channels, or if you want content that's on Netflix or Amazon Prime or whatever the case may be, and put that $1.55 that you're currently putting towards Fox News towards a show you like. It could be the David Pakman Show. It could be a different one. Do the numbers. We have 710,000 YouTube subscribers. We have a growing following on Twitch. We have 200 radio and TV stations. Imagine if just 10% of our audience cut their cable, sent us $1.55 a month, and then put the rest towards other shows that they find valuable, that they like. Imagine how strong independent progressive media would be if we were to do that. We will take a quick break. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at david.pakman and follow the show on Twitch at twitch.tv/davidpakman. If you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe to us on Twitch with Twitch Prime. It costs you nothing. It counts as a paid subscription for us, a fantastic way to support the work that we're doing. Today's sponsor is Skillshare, and I'm excited to tell you that everybody in our audience is getting 2 entire months of free access to Skillshare when you click the link underneath this video. Skillshare is the site that offers over 25,000 online courses on almost any topic you can imagine: cooking, meditation, photography, video editing, Photoshop, managing a small business, almost an endless list. And whether you're trying to get ahead in your career, maybe you want to learn new skills that will make you better at your job, you might just be exploring a new hobby and you're trying to find new ways to be creative in your personal time, Skillshare's the perfect place to fully immerse yourself in whatever you're trying to learn. I really enjoyed the class on more advanced video editing techniques because it's something I've been wanting to improve at, but have been very busy hosting The David Pakman Show for the last few years. Once again, The David Pakman Show is giving you 2 whole months of access to every single class offered by Skillshare. After those 2 months, if you want to keep your subscription, Skillshare's super affordable at less than $10 a month. Get better at whatever it is that you're passionate about, or discover something brand new that you didn't even know that you would love, and join Skillshare's other 7 million users by clicking the link underneath this video.